Well, my husband did some research for me because I had to have my gallbladder taken out, and we were having to wait 3 weeks at other surgery centers because the doctors were going out of town or all this stuff, and I was in so much pain I didn't want to wait. So he did some research for me and found a better facility. And then they got me in like right away. Well, I called on a Tuesday, and then I came in the next morning for the visit with the doctor before the surgery. I had already had my blood test and everything done, so they didn't have to do all that. And then he met with me for quite a while and explained everything from start to finish and how I was going to feel and how the recovery time was. And then I met with the scheduler and scheduling nurse, and she called me back that evening and told me when my surgery was going to be. So a lady had called me to see, asked me a lot of questions about past history that I've had, how I was feeling the last few weeks, if I had taken any kind of medicine. They were very detailed in what exactly I'd been taking and doing to myself prior to the surgery to make sure that all the bases were covered so that I wouldn't have any complications. They made me very comfortable. The nurses were all very sweet, and they were very sweet to my husband and my daughter because they were there with me. And they just made them feel like they were welcome to come back and visit with me before the surgery. And they accommodated me in any way I wanted. You know, they just made me feel comfortable before the surgery so I didn't get nervous or have anxiety about it. It's not so rushed. It feels like you're a little more welcome, not that they have 100 other patients they have to deal with. They really just focus on you and your time being there and how you feel, rather than how everybody else is doing along with you. They really take their time to make sure you're comfortable and everything's going all right for you. The nurses were actually really funny. They were all really nice, and I enjoyed visiting with them before my surgery. And then after the surgery, even though I had been put under anesthesia, I was still a little goofy, and they still kind of made me feel comfortable, and not that I was in too much pain. The pain management was amazing. They made me feel a lot better after my surgery. If I had a problem with getting very sick after taking pain medicine, and they gave me suggestions on how to keep myself from getting sick, so it was very nice to be able to take pain medicine and not feel sick afterwards. Thank you for making me feel so comfortable and making me feel better about going into surgery, and having, even though it was a minor surgery, it still was very painful for me, and they made me feel a lot better. And I loved that they came in, and every single person I talked to described exactly what was going to happen, and they were very, very detailed with how the procedure was going to go and how I was going to feel afterwards. I came in on a Friday for my surgery, so they called on Monday morning, early Monday morning, to see how I was doing. And they said prior to, if I needed to call them, they gave me a number to call if I was feeling a little unusual, if I had any questions about my pain or just anything didn't seem normal. They gave me a phone number that I could always call no matter what time to make sure that I was feeling okay. And then Monday they did call, and they chatted with me for a little bit about how I felt afterwards and how I had felt that weekend. It seemed like somebody cared that you had had something done, and they wanted to see how you were feeling. I felt like it was a lot cleaner than a hospital. Like, it was more like a environment that you'd want to be relaxed in, and not so doctors and nurses everywhere running around. It's very quiet, and they just made you kind of feel more like it was somewhere you wanted to come rather than somewhere you had to be.